buy you a stove. Yes, a refrigerator. Don't care about you haters. Yes, I am in love. And I don't give a damn if you don't ever care about. Why don't you leave me alone? I'm gonna ride for her and I'm going strong. I'm gonna go from channel to channel. I don't give a damn if you think it's a scandal. I love light skin girl. They make my world out. All I mess with is light skin girl. I'm in love with light skin girl. Avatar. All I mess with is light skin girl. I'm in love with all I mess with an avatar. Yes, I'll buy you a stove. Yes, a refrigerator. Don't care about you haters. I don't care how stupid I look. I have a form and a more than kindly sure. I'm gonna travel across the Atlantic. They goddamn G.I. made it candy. I almost lost it to Can't Change her, but she turned them down. She want a big ass black ass flavor. Ass with a light skin girl. I'm in love with a light skin girl. Avatar. Ass with a light skin girl. I'm in love with all I'm is with an avatar. Yes, I'll buy you a stove. Yes, a refrigerator. Don't care about your haters. Check out you looking stupid. Got a nigga looking crazy. I already knew you were shady. Streaming content is lazy. When a bitch jump on a panel, it get too hot to handle. Superman come to the rescue. A nigga knows that it is true. Sipping hard. Oh my God, you need performing. I'm right. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. All I mess with is light skin girl. I'm in love with light skin girl. Avatar. All I mess with is light skin girl. I'm in love with all I mess with an avatar. Welcome, everybody. This is D. Durrell with D. Durrell Life Solutions today. Happy that each and every one of you are out here to listen to me, converse with me, interact about, intellectual conversation, intellectual topics today. I will be talking to you today about the effects of Black mothers dating multiple men and exposing the children to this process, to this behavior. And so what I'm basically talking about is the fact that there are Black women who serially date multiple men, and they bring these men home in the midst of their children. There are Black women who basically indulge in this type of behavior. And this behavior is prevalent in the Black community, particularly young Black mothers. Particularly young Black mothers who had children as teenagers and continue to want to date and make up for the years that they missed because of doing adult things. And now you have to take responsibility as an adult. And you have multiple men coming to your home around your children.
This is a very irresponsible behavior. This is a behavior to me that is detrimental to the safety of your children. There's nothing positive that comes out of this. I think that women who want to date, there's nothing wrong with dating if you're a single mother, but when you have multiple children, particularly when you have children who are adolescents and you are exposing them to the men that you are not going to stay with, to men that you're just dating. This can be one night stands, men you're only dating for a few months. My opinion, you should never expose your children to men you don't plan on being with long term or marrying. Simple as that. Your children have no business knowing who you're dating. Your children have no business knowing who you're having sex with or dating or being with, whatever you want to define the relationship as. They have no business knowing that. And they only should know if you plan on being with that person in a serious relationship. And they're going to be around. That person is almost is basically working on being a part of the family. That's the only time I think it's appropriate. No other reason. I find that it would be no other reason for a man to be coming to a woman's home unless he planned to be part of the family. And if you're not trying to be a part of the family, as a man, you should to somewhat decline to come to someone's home while their children are there, or at least they're awake. In the black community, there's a large percentage of women, particularly low-income women, but it doesn't matter because it can go from all demographics of socioeconomic status, where women are inclined to bring men home and expose them to their children. I could even understand if you know your children are in bed at 9, 10 o'clock and you have a man come in at 11, 12. Their butt should be in bed. They should know what's going on. I think that's okay. They're not awake. They should not be knowing, even though that's still somewhat that's less of a risk. And being that you do have the right, but they should not know. They should not be awake knowing, oh, what happened to Jenny? Jenny came last week. John comes next week. Michael is the next week. Multiple men coming in at multiple times. These kids don't know what the hell is going on. This is disastrous for the psyche of young girls trying to figure out when they become older, is this the behavior I'm supposed to practice? How do you think young boys feel knowing, like, why is my mom with so many men? Is this what men do? They come and sneak and come be with women at the middle of the night and you don't see them again? You see, the black community, we're so big on overlooking negative behaviors and saying you can't judge someone. You don't have the right to say anything. But then when we say that, we don't want to deal with the consequences of our apathy towards one another. We're so big on not wanting to have a certain standard of morality, a certain standard of behavior. We want to allow any and everything. If a person does what they do, I'm not going to judge. That's what they do. That's their life. But then when things come full circle to affect you, then we have problems with it. Now we have this cesspool of people, particularly on social media and in the community, the Gen X, Y, Z, millennials, who've experienced this type of behavior in their home environment as a kid. Some are even practicing the very same behavior that their mother or grandmother did and exposing their children to the same BS as their mother did to them. We have to be careful of this. I think that we do have to be careful of the fact of, is this the impression we want young girls to follow? Is this the impression that we want young boys to think women allow when they become men? We have to think about that. Because see, things like this is what causes sexual abuse, physical abuse. Because you have people that you don't know. You have people that you just are inviting into your home and exposing them and putting your children at risk to people that don't mean any of you any good. So if there are young mothers, who are practicing this, those who know this, if I'm striking a chord, I'm doing my job. Because this is not proper behavior of a woman. I don't care how you think and feel about it. Your children have no business knowing who you're dating unless you are thinking about being with them for a very long time or marrying or getting engaged. Other than that, I don't care about other explanations of why you think because you pay all the bills and it's mine and I do what I want to, but you don't care about how that puts your children at risk. So many times have I worked CPS cases, there were instances of the mother bringing guys to the home, and some of those guys molested the children, male or female. And in many cases, I hate to say it, some women did not even believe their own children when these things occurred. So I'm just identifying the risk. These behaviors are not conducive of a mother, a responsible mother. Again, it's one thing to bring a man home, the kids are asleep, they can't see you, they don't know what's going on, they can only guess. But the fact that you just bring men randomly into your home, have sex with you, use you up, don't come back, another man comes, same thing over and over. Kids don't feel safe knowing this. They don't. They're wondering what you're doing. They're wondering what this guy is about. Particularly kids become more cognizant as they become older, as they become teenagers. They know their mom is having sex with other men. They know that your mom is being taken advantage of or allowing herself to be exploited for whatever reason. So what's the solution, D. Darrell? The solution is that, as I stated, there are mothers, particularly single mothers, who have children. You need to learn to understand that everything that you do has an effect on your children, whether it's indirectly or directly for what they observe. And your behavior and how you raise your children, what you expose them to, will be critical of how they grow up thinking that they can practice the same behavior. So I just want you to think about the consequences of that. That's facts. So, based on what I've stated, please leave comments in the comment section. Please share. Please subscribe. This is D. Darrell with D. Darrell Life Solutions. Have a great day.